time in, 0-0.
So how does that change and affect his game?
Absolutely creating a lot more spin. There is no question at all. When you have that more extreme grip too, you can really just unleash on all your strokes and know that spin will give you the margin for error to not hit too many long.
You can see the take back of Roscoe Bellamy, and again, 6'5" in terms of his frame. And right now, Quong is just kind of keeping him in the middle of the court.
Yeah, I think that first volley from Quong is going to be absolutely huge throughout this match. And the two-handed backhand inside out, so good. But back of the court, he has always been a force. Seeing him kind of tweak his game in the mid-court and up at the kitchen line is really where he has made strides these last few months, Cam.
Talk about the foot speed. Quong showing that he can get to the kitchen line awfully quick.
Yeah, he'll be screeching his tires throughout this match. And full slide, and comes up with great shots from that position. So tough, so balanced, so much dexterity from Quong.
We talked about it all day as well, and that's the fact that using that X40, you can also grab the ball a bit more. So you imagine the amount of spin Quong can use, and paired with the ball selection, that's going to be a big task. But Roscoe Bellamy, you have to think about it too. Up in the kitchen, it's going to be hard to pass somebody with that much of an arm span. Look at Quong's father sitting courtside. Travels around alongside Quong.
I think he wears a lot of hats in that relationship. He's father, he's hitting partner. Quong always looking over to him for support and positive reinforcement.
So far, Quong doing a nice job, just again, kind of minimizing the number of angles available to Roscoe Bellamy.
Yeah, and Roscoe throughout that point, he tried a couple drives at the body, a couple dipping shots as well. So I'd like to see that from Roscoe, showing some variety from the back of the court, even though he was unsuccessful on that last point. I mean, you can see on screen just how much that ball is diving down off of the serve of Quong, even though he did push that ball long.
So for Roscoe Bellamy, where can he look to go against the quick and fleet-footed Quong?
Exactly right. So I'm really interested to see his approach the net spots. And middle is always a good place to go when someone's so good at getting out wide and covering those balls to the corner. So how he approaches the net is going to be a huge factor in this match for Roscoe Bellamy.
Roscoe Bellamy was a blue chip recruit. He was in the top 10 nationally ranked coming out of high school in terms of tennis recruitment. Reached as high as number 4 back in 2014. However, Quong's coming up with shots like that. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's the second. First one a little more inside out, that one straight down the line. But either way, the two-handed backhand from Quong on fire early.
Bellamy did go to UCLA. Did not play in 21 and 22 due to some injuries.
There's a nice volley from Roscoe, using that length, as I mentioned, the wingspan as well. So you can be on the full stretch and you can cover, but you got to put a quality ball in play, and he can do both. We have 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star blue chip. I was pretty happy with my tennis game. I was a 2-star.
Oh, man.
Blue chipper. Blue chipper. That's pretty serious stuff, guys. Don't hate the attempt there on the cross-court roll from Roscoe Bellamy. But I mean, I didn't even sniff blue chip. And like I said, I was pretty happy with my game, Cam. This guy's on a whole nother talent level.
Hey, you became a professional poker player. You've got a few good chips on your table.
Ooh, baby, I see what you did there, and I liked it.
5-2 now for Quong Duong. I mean, you would expect anybody else, that ball is sailing long, but the amount of spin from Duong, that's just unmatched.
Yeah, he wasn't fooled. He's just letting that ball go, thinking it's going to go out, but about a foot inside the baseline. So much rotation on that X40 from Quong Duong.
Man, it's like he's got sticky paper on his paddle. Quong Duong is showcasing just an unmatched amount of spin right now in this matchup versus Roscoe Bellamy. Ball just wide of the court. Time for Roscoe Bellamy to make some moves. If there is an adjustment, where does it lie for the 20 seed?
It's got to start in the first couple shots of the rally. Right now, Quong Duong has taken control with his serve and return early. Roscoe has got to find a way to match that and not start behind in the point.
From the baseline. Maybe that's what Bellamy needs to get him going.
And it's really the first real combination we've seen. 2 or 3 drops from the forehand side and then a nice backhand up the line. So seeing the rhythm and the feel that he can get into in those combinations is going to be huge. Man, that's a tough break because I loved Roscoe Bellamy's serve. He hit it deep with spin, and Quong Duong paints the baseline with his return. I like him going for his serve, though. Quong is not going to be able to come up with a return that good very often off that serve. Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all, though. The benefit he has gained from his serve in the first half of game 1 is outweighs. He could have 2 or 3, maybe even 4 service errors at this point. He's getting so much benefit from it.
Interesting, a drop and crash approach from Bellamy.
I absolutely love it. He has mainly been looking to stay back off of the drops in previous points. This time, why not put maximum pressure? I have about, I don't know, 15 feet of wingspan. Come in hot, make Quong Duong find the perfect spot. And well, he did on that one, unfortunately for Roscoe, as he put it right at that left foot of Bellamy coming forward, did Quong Duong. A nice adjustment from him after the previous point.
I'm a little speechless because anybody else taking a cut at that ball, there's no way it's staying in based off of the height it passes Roscoe Bellamy's shoulder.
Yeah, you saw him shake his head. I don't blame him.
Really good volley.
Yeah, but either way, when you ask me what he needs to do, I talked about playing big in the first couple shots of the rally, and he has absolutely done that since I mentioned that. So I like what Roscoe is doing. Will it be too little, too late for game 1, though?
I mean, if nothing else, you want to start to gain some momentum. This is definitely not out of range for Roscoe Bellamy as he adds 1, 5-8 now. Really nice chase from Bellamy, but I will tell you, I did not expect this matchup to look quite like this in terms of court positioning. Duong, the smaller of the two, up at the kitchen, and you've got Bellamy at the baseline.
Yeah, kind of picking his spots, but staying back mostly. You're exactly right, Cam.
Saw one of the Johnson brothers just on the edge of the court. Roscoe Bellamy, the Bellamy family, as well as the Johnson family. Good childhood friends, lots of friendship at an early stage for those guys. You can imagine supporting one another now. Six to 8. Duong back with the serve.
8-6.
Quong kind of blowing that ball with his hands wide, making sure it went. But once again,
is that a hindrance?
Yeah, the return for Roscoe too short. When Quong is just aggressively stepping into the court to strike that third shot drive, you are in big trouble. Ooh, that looked very close. Awkward clip off the tape, so I'm not surprised that it was tough to see.
So we'll have our first review of the tournament here on our Pickleball.com championship court.
Oh my God. Is that the Dominator? Dom Catalano in the box for Roscoe Bellamy. Always love seeing Dom.
Again, the challenge happening now on our Pickleball.com championship court. We've got 3 courts coming to you right here on Pickleball TV. Man, what a fun launch this has been in terms of seeing pickleball like never before. One of the most beautiful build-outs that we've seen in the game of pickleball. Again, here's a look at
it's close. Wow, I actually think it's more out
than in
on the video challenge than what I saw in real time.
There's a good look at it again. An out call being challenged by Quong.
Yeah, always as a competitor, the toughest calls are when you were at the kitchen line, you kind of jerk your head back to look, or when you're looking straight down on the ball. So, you know, some of those into the open court, you get a great look at it, much easier to call. I mean, with the spin and pace that Quong's hitting with, it's, you know, it's just tough to see it when you're up at the kitchen and then you look back.
I always think it's fun when you consider just some of the background for Bellamy in terms of the tennis acumen. His brother also played tennis. Mom, we mentioned, professional tennis player, now professional pickleball player, and Beth Bellamy, but it's truly a house divided with that crew. Between UCLA and USC, they have split Los Angeles.
Yeah, let's not forget, I believe it was in Wimbledon that Beth Bellamy played Martina Navratilova. So you want to talk about a tennis background and a high-end tennis family, this is it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. She actually made it to the quarterfinals in terms of the U.S. Open. That was an impressive feat, as well as mixed doubles. She made it to a semifinal of the French Open, as well as a quarterfinal in '88 for mixed doubles. So just an incredible career for Beth Bellamy.
And pretty dang good at pickleball too. Let's not forget about
phenomenal. I remember.
Timeout is lost. Challenge is lost. We resume play at side out 6-9.
So call stands, ball out of bounds. So Bellamy still maintains the serve. I mean, that was a great grab, but you got to come up with one more. That's an impossible feat.
Yeah, I believe it's 2, maybe 3 from the kitchen line cross-court rolls from Quong, and they have been on point.
Just trying to scoot out of the way.
Well, Quong, you had a whole open court there. He went right at him, though,
oh,
didn't
he did. That was a statement attack right there. We've seen 2 of those now from Bellamy in this first game. Really nice outstretched backhand slicing volleys back to the backhand corner.
Yeah, keep sticking them. You can't just put it in play against Quong. You got to do something with it. And I think there's been some real adjustments from Roscoe from the start of game 1 to where we are right now. That's a great look, catching the tape. That was going to be an incredibly difficult backhand volley for Quong. Roscoe just couldn't quite get it over.
Quong just picked up a pickleball paddle about 3-ish years ago. Right now he's at game point on the Pickleball.com championship court as he picks up a game.
Carry over, and really the difference is it was a pretty even matchup aside from those first handful of points. That was the difference in the game. So, I think you stick with it, and if it gets ruffled you again early, then maybe we can make an adjustment. And man, that's just a really good look from Roscoe Bellamy. He's got his balance. He's stepping into that shot. It's been a couple times now, whether it's been an inch or 2 wide or just the top of the tape. So if he finds that forehand pass especially, then this one might be going 3.
You know, one of my favorite stories in regards to Quong is when he first got onto the pickleball scene, and he was in one of those Carvana PPA moments when he faced off against Federico Stakscher, and he said he just got absolutely slaughtered. But all of a sudden, he starts picking up win after win. Nice little hand battle there. He started picking up some wins on the Carvana PPA Tour, and he goes, I can't believe I got some of my first PPA Tour points before my first ATP points. Has he been training to play tennis for 10 years, playing, you know, about 4 hours a day. And he goes, I played about 1 month, 1 hour a day of pickleball, and here I am.
There he is.
He goes, you know, I see why pickleball is so fun and so popular. Makes sense.
1 out of 2 for the drop and crash from Roscoe Bellamy early in game 2, but I like the play. It puts a lot of pressure on Quong, especially if Quong is hitting up on his volley.
Oh, did he get him? I think it touched his body.
Well, I think it bounced first, but it definitely hit him, Cam. No question about that. Yeah, that happened very quickly.
And I don't think Roscoe's going to challenge this.
Okay.
1-1.
Ball hit the ground before hitting the body of Quong. Man, talk about just the amount of leverage that Quong is getting. Watch how he loads his legs on some of those ground strokes. I mean, he is going with as much power as he possibly can through each one of those contacts.
2-1.
It's all about that rotational power. Starts from the ground up using your legs. You can even see both players utilizing the open stance serve. Their hips and their core are incredibly strong whipping through the ball.
We need that 20-minute ab workout is what you're telling me.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I've watched Quong many times. I'm watching him here. I don't even know what his favorite spots are on the ground strokes because he can go everywhere.
With a hot start in game 2 for Quong, Roscoe Bellamy was forced to take a timeout, down 1-4. Time to find a response. That serve just has too much on it.
I mean, I think I've seen him hit 1, maybe 2, relatively short. Everything else has been within a foot of the baseline.
How do you counteract someone that has that much spin on their serve?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. You can stand further back to give yourself more time. You can get tighter and possibly take that ball on the rise or off of the bounce. But I'll tell you right now, there is not one easy recipe to handle a serve like that. So, when you step forward and possibly take that off the rise, it is a very high degree of difficulty shot. Now, you can get forward quicker, but to have a penetrating shot through the court, deep in the court, is much more difficult from that short hop position.
Little rubber burnt on that one, on the sole of Quong sliding in for yet another two-hand backhand.
That's right. He is not hitting the shot and then sliding to stop. He starts his slide, and then a second later, he has the balance and the paddle control to put the ball where he wants to. It's just such an impressive display of athleticism from Quong Avatar Quong. It's a great nickname.
It's a great nickname. We mentioned his dad sitting courtside. His dad was also a national table tennis champion in Vietnam.
Yep,
Quong comes with a good amount of table tennis experience in his own right as well.
That's right, Ben Johns as well. So tennis, sport number 1, but a couple of these other racket and paddle sports, if you transition from them, you've got a great head start in the game of pickleball as well.
I I think that complete nickname is Avatar Ballbender.
Yeah, ball. That's right. He does hit a lot of banana balls. I mean, there's so much spin. It's not just vertically. It's actually on the sides of the court as well. There's lots of advantages to having that type of spin. And I think that Roscoe Bellamy would be well served to continue trying to roll the ball down at the feet of Quong and then come in hot using his athleticism and wingspan. He's had some mixed results with that strategy so far in this match, but he is kind of at Quong's mercy when he is not looking for that.
A little hands battle in the game of singles.
Right, and a little unusual as Quong has gone body several times throughout this match. You are often looking for that ball off the side, left or right, opening into space for your opponent. You very rarely expect that ball to come right at your belly button in singles.
Really nice return. That's got to be important for Roscoe Bellamy right now. Try and get ahead in the point. Sometimes in pickleball, it now feels like the return is at the disadvantage when traditionally you would say the returner has the advantage in the game of pickleball.
There you go, Roscoe, striping just inside the sideline, and a nice fist pump and some positive self-talk from him. Let's see if it can propel him to a couple more points.
Incredible save from Quong.
And it's just a bad break. I mean, he constructed that point so nicely, Roscoe. And you said it was a nice stab from Quong, but Roscoe knows he has to put a better ball in play when it's just sitting there for him there in the middle of the court.
A few updates for you around the tournament. A few names have gone through the round of 32 in men's pro singles, including, of course, Ben John's the #1 seed. Both the 8 and 9 seed picked up a first-round win. Gabriel Joseph and Colin Schick, which means they will now face one another. Imagine a round of 16 matchup between 8 and 9. Oh, that's a scary thing. Christian Alshon picked up a first-round win, as did Yates Johnson. You saw that right here on the pickleball.com championship court, as well as Tyson McGuffin, the 2 seed.
You can see when Quong gets locked and loaded, he really holds that front shoulder in on the two-hander, and his opponent is at his mercy because he can go line or he can whip through cross court, and there's nothing that you can read until the point of contact.
Well, somehow Roscoe Bellamy picked up that read. Really nice job on the volley.
Yeah, that might be the shot of the match from a full outstretched position to catch the sideline. Fantastic volley from Roscoe Bellamy.
One of the other names important to note is William Sobek, as another youthful pro picked up a solid first-round win over Hayden Patriquin, the #14 seed. So Sobek will face Connor Garnett, the 3.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty dang big win. Hayden Patriquin has been playing some elite level singles lately, so for William Sobek to take him out round 1 is just an incredibly quality win. You see, there you go. A couple points ago, Quong pulled that ball cross court. You can see a little hitch for Roscoe Bellamy, thinking he's going to do the same. He changes up his spot nicely to go line, and he has a commanding lead in game 2. I mean, that's not right. That's ridiculous.
I think my jaw just hit the floor. That was probably one of the best shots to this point in the tournament in the early stages, but wow, from the baseline, the sharpest of angles from Quong.
It's a power angle. How do you even do that?
And the match to the #13 seed, Quong 11-6, 11-3. The 17-year-old picks up a win in the round of 32.
Yeah, a couple nice adjustments from Roscoe Bellamy throughout that match, but too much Quong as he really never had his level dip throughout the whole match.
A really impressive performance from Quong